Hi, my name is Charmaine, and I am a fluent user of assistive technologies that are designed for use by those who are either partially sighted or blind. I'm an instructor of adults, and I teach blind or partially sighted people how to use computers and smartphones without being able to see the screen or use a mouse. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching all of you a little bit about how to use Voiceover, which is Apple's built-in screen reading program, to navigate a Mac computer and use it efficiently without being able to see the screen or use a mouse. So first, let me give you a brief outline of the topics that we'll be covering during the presentation so that you'll know what to expect. To begin with, I'll show you how to turn VoiceOver on and off and access a built-in tutorial of how to use VoiceOver. I'll then go over how to turn on a feature called Keyboard Help, which allows you to know the functions of all of the keys on the keyboard just by pressing the keys themselves. Next, I'll show you how to adjust the rate at which VoiceOver speaks so that you can set the speech to a speed that isn't too fast or too slow for you. Then, we'll go over how to navigate to the main screen of the Mac and find out what applications or programs are available to be launched on the computer. After that's done, we'll go over how to check some common pieces of information, like how to check the day and time and battery level. Then I'll demonstrate how to do some basic editing and saving of simple documents. After that, we'll look at how to send and receive emails, how to do a web search on the internet, and finally, we'll briefly explore another way of navigation on the Mac that will be quite similar to what one would do when navigating on an iPhone or an iPad with VoiceOver. So now that you know what we're going to be covering today, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So to begin with, I'll show you something that a lot of beginners who are new to the Mac would really want to know once they get their hands on a MacBook, which is, how do I turn VoiceOver on and off? So the same keystroke is going to be used to turn VoiceOver on and off, and that keystroke is by pressing Command and F5 at the same time. So let me just show you where those keys are. The Command key is located right to the left of the spacebar. It's the first key that's directly to the left of the spacebar. And the F5 key is positioned in the same spot as it would be if it were on a Windows PC. So right at the top, the very top row of keys on the keyboard. So I'm going to press Command F5 right now. And what's going to happen is VoiceOver is going to be turned off because I've got it turned on. So just watch what happens when I demonstrate.
VoiceOver off.
Okay, so I've turned VoiceOver off. I'm going to press the same keystroke, Command F5, to turn VoiceOver back on.
VoiceOver on Finder, desktop,
So now VoiceOver is back on. The next thing that we're going to go over is, how do we access a built-in tutorial that Apple's built into all of its Mac computers? It's going to show us how to use VoiceOver. That's what this built-in tutorial is all about. So I should explain here that when you first start VoiceOver for the first time on any Mac computer, it's going to ask you whether or not you'd like to start a built-in tutorial. It'll say something like, if you want to start this built-in tutorial, press the V key. So you can have the option of doing that. But if you want to bypass that tutorial and launch it at a later time, this tutorial can also be launched at a later time by pressing a keystroke, which is Control, Option, Command, which are the three keys to the left of the spacebar, and F8 at the same time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to launch this tutorial and play a few screens of it so that you can hear and see a little bit about what it sounds like. So I'm going to press Control, Option, Command, and F8 at the same time to launch this tutorial.
The VoiceOver Quick Start. In this Quick Start, you'll learn VoiceOver basics, as well as important VoiceOver commands to help you navigate on your Mac and use apps. You can exit the Quick Start at any time and finish it later. To advance through the Quick Start panels now, use the arrow keys located to the right of the main keyboard keys. On a portable computer, they're located in the bottom right corner of the keyboard. The up arrow and down arrow keys are positioned one above the other, with the left arrow and right arrow keys on either side. Now continue to the next panel by pressing the right arrow key. To exit at any time, press the Escape key. Panel 1 of 22.
Okay, I'm going to do as he suggested and press the right arrow key.
Practice what you learn. Many Quick Start panels include an area where you can use VoiceOver to practice the commands you just learned about on the panel. The Quick Start plays a sound to indicate when practice begins and ends. When VoiceOver starts and is ready for practice, you will hear the following sound. When VoiceOver stops, you will hear the following sound. Now continue to the next panel by pressing the right arrow key. Panel 2 of 22.
Okay, I'm going to press the right arrow again.
The VoiceOver modifier. You enter VoiceOver commands by pressing the VoiceOver modifier and one or more other keys. You can set the VoiceOver modifier to be the caps lock key or the Control and Option keys pressed at the same time. By default, you can use either as the VoiceOver modifier. The caps lock key is the third key up from the bottom on the left edge of the keyboard. The location of the Control and Option keys depends on your computer. On a desktop computer, they are the second and third keys on either side of the spacebar. On a portable computer, they are the second and third keys to the left of the spacebar. During this Quick Start, when you need to enter a VoiceOver command, you will hear something like, press VO right arrow, which means, press and hold the VoiceOver modifier, then press the right arrow key. For example, you press and hold the caps lock key, then press the right arrow key. Now continue to the next panel by pressing the right arrow key. Panel 3 of 22.
Okay, so that's just a little bit of what that tutorial sounds like. I'm going to press Escape to exit this tutorial now.
VoiceOver on Finder.
The next thing that we're going to learn is another very handy feature that's very good for beginners. And this is how to turn on a feature called Keyboard Help. And this is a feature that I used a lot when I got my first Mac. Well, this is my first Mac, but when I got my Mac and I didn't know what any key did, I wanted to have a quick and easy way to learn the keys on my keyboard. So I found out about this feature called Keyboard Help, and that allows you to know the functions of all of the keys on the keyboard just by pressing the keys themselves. So to turn on Keyboard Help and to turn it off, we are going to be using the same keystroke again, just like we did to turn VoiceOver on and to turn it off. So to launch Keyboard Help, we're going to press 3 keys at the same time, and that is by pressing the VO keys or the VoiceOver modifier keys. Those keys are the Control and Option keys, as you might have heard on the tutorial. The Control and Option keys are the second and third keys in to the left of the spacebar. So we're going to press the VO keys and the letter K at the same time to launch Keyboard Help. I'm going to go ahead and do that now.
Desktop, desktop, empty group, starting keyboard help. Type keys to hear their names. Hold down the voiceover keys while typing to hear voiceover commands. Press the escape key at the top left corner of the keyboard to stop help.
Okay, so as you might have understood, it said type keys to hear their names. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to press some keys on my keyboard, and VoiceOver will tell me what keys I'm pressing.
Down arrow. Right arrow. Left arrow. Up arrow. Return. Delete. Return. Shift. Command. Option. Tab. Caps lock.
Okay, so you get the idea. I press on keys and VoiceOver will say its function. Now I'm going to exit keyboard help by pressing the same keystroke that I pressed to launch keyboard help. It's going to be the VO keys, which are the control and option keys, and the letter K at the same time.
Control, Option, K, stopping keyboard help.
Okay, so now we're out of keyboard help. Next, I'm going to show you how to adjust the rate at which VoiceOver speaks so that you can set the speech to a speed that isn't too fast or too slow for you. Because as a lot of you might know, especially if you're a screen reader user, my pace of listening to the screen reader might be very different from the pace at which you are used to. So to adjust the rate at which VoiceOver speaks, we're going to be doing a little bit of a two-step process. The first step is to hold down the Control, Option, Command, and Shift keys simultaneously. I'm going to go ahead and hold those keys down right now. While those keys are held down, I'm going to press the right arrow once. Well, let me try that again.
Zoom.ux, Finder, Desktop, Desktop, Empty Group. Rate 40%.
There we go. So now what you heard it say is rate 40%. What that means is VoiceOver is set to speak at a rate of 40%. I'm going to increase the rate by keeping the Control, Option, Command, and Shift keys held down. And then while they're held down, I'm going to press the up arrow key repeatedly. And when I do that, you'll notice that VoiceOver is going to speak faster.
45%, 50%, 55%, 60%, 65%, 70%.
Okay, so as you can see, the rate is increasing. If I'm going to decrease the rate at which VoiceOver speaks, I'm going to keep the Control, Option, Command, and Shift keys held down. And then while they're held down, I'm going to press the down arrow key.
65%, 60%, 55%, 50%, 45%, 40%.
Okay, and now we are back to a rate of 40%, which is where we were when we first started. So now I'm going to release the keys that I was holding down.
Desktop, Empty Group.
And VoiceOver is now set to the rate of 40%, which is the rate that I usually have it set to. The next thing on our outline is to go over how to navigate to the main screen of the Mac and find out what applications or programs are available to be launched on the computer. So the most common applications or programs that are on the Mac are stored on a place called the dock. And the dock is what I like to think of as being the desktop on a Windows PC. So to get to my dock, what I'm going to do is press the VO keys, which are the Control and Option keys, and the letter D at the same time.
Dock.
Now I'm on my dock. Now, if I'm going to move forward through the list of programs to see what's available, I'm going to press the right arrow key repeatedly. And you'll see that when I do that, we're just going to be moving forwards through the list of programs here.
iBooks, 18 of 25. App Store, 2 new items, 19 of 25. System Preferences, 1 new item, 20 of 25. Zoom.us, open, 21 of 25.
Okay, and to move backwards through the list of programs, I'm just going to keep pressing the left arrow key.
System Preferences, 1 new item, 20 of 25. App Store, 2 new items, 19 of 25. iBooks, 18 of 25. iTunes, 17 of 25. Keynote, 16 of 25. Numbers, 15 of 25. Pages, 14 of 25.
Okay, so that's sort of how you would move around through the dock and find out what programs are available. You can also use what's called first letter navigation, which is if you know the name of the program that you would like to launch, all you need to do is press the letter S, for example, to go to Safari, or press the letter M, for example, to quickly bring the focus to Mail, which is a program that you might want to launch. And so I'm just going to give you an example. Let's say I wanted to launch the program Mail, but I didn't want to keep cycling through the available programs. I'm going to press the letter M.
Mail, 5 of 25.
Mail is in focus. And let's say I wanted to launch the program Safari, I would press the letter S.
Siri, 2 of 25.
Oh, it's Siri, so I can tab.
Launchpad, 3 of 25.
Press the letter S again.
Siri, 2 of 25. Launchpad, Siri, Finder, Trash, Zoom, Download, Zoom. System Preferences, 1 new item, 20 of 25.
And it's not going to be coming. So anyway, let's just try launching a different program with first letter navigation. I'm just going to press the letter N.
Notes, 8 of 25.
Okay, so now Notes is in focus. I'm just going to launch it by pressing Enter.
Finder, Desktop, and Notes, window, Folders, Table, Notes.
Okay.
Selected as key.
So now I'm going to close Notes. To do that, I'm going to press Command and the letter Q.
Finder, Desktop.
And now Notes is closed. So now that you know how to get to the dock and move around within it and open a few programs, we're going to go over how to check some common pieces of information, like how to check the day and time and battery level, for example. So all of these pieces of information that I've just mentioned are stored on a place called Menu Extras. It's kind of, I like to think of it as a little status bar, and that's kind of where you can go to check the day and time and battery level and all that kind of thing. So to get to this little bar where all the information is displayed, we're going to press 3 keys twice simultaneously. And those 3 keys are Control, Option, and M. So in other words, the VO keys and the letter M. We're going to press those twice quickly.
Menu Extras, Zoom.us.
We're now in this place called the Menu Extras. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hold down the VO keys, which are the Control and Option, and I'm going to press the right arrow key.
Dropbox 103.4.383 up to date, Menu Extra.
That's my Dropbox. So I'm going to press the right arrow key.
Time Machine, Menu Extra.
I'm going to press it again.
Bluetooth, Menu Extra.
This is my Bluetooth. So this is where I would go if I wanted to change any settings within my Bluetooth, like turning it on or off. Then I'm going to press the right arrow key again.
Wi-Fi, 4 of 4 bars, with Telus 6395. Menu Extra.
So now I'm connected to a network, but this is where you would go to if you wanted to connect to a Wi-Fi network. I'm going to keep pressing the right arrow key.
Volume 100%, Menu Extra.
It is now my volume level is being spoken. So it's set to 100%. I'm going to press the right arrow key one more time.
Battery, 100% full, power connected, not charging, menu extra.
This is the battery level. I'm going to press the right arrow key one more time. And all this time, the VO keys or the voiceover keys are held down while I'm doing this.
Friday 2:13 p.m. clock, menu extra.
Okay, so now this is the day, Friday, and the time, 2:13 p.m. So I'm going to let go of the voiceover keys now. So that's where you would go if you wanted to check these kinds of pieces of information. Now I'm going to get out of this menu here by pressing escape.
Finder, desktop.
Okay, so now that we're done that, we're going to go over kind of, I would like to call it a little bit more fun. This is how we're going to learn how to do some basic editing and saving of simple documents. So I'll just explain here at this point that on a Mac computer, there are some pre-installed word processors that come pre-installed on the computer already. Some of the word processors that come with the Mac are more accessible than others. But my preferred one to use is one called TextEdit. It's kind of like the Notepad version of Windows, but maybe a little bit more advanced than that, but it's not as advanced as something like Microsoft Word. So the other not so accessible word processor that comes with the Mac is Pages, which I haven't really explored yet. So let me just show you a little bit of how to use the text editor that I like to use, which is TextEdit. So first, to get to the TextEdit program, we are going to go to a place called the Applications folder. And this is a place where all of the applications that could possibly be installed on the Mac are situated. It's not just the most common ones, which is where, which is what was being displayed on the dock. This is the place where you'd find any application that was ever put on your computer. So to launch the Applications folder, I'm going to press Command, Shift, and A.
Applications, now in Applications window, list view, table, no selection.
So now our Applications folder is open. I'm going to navigate to the text editor by using a combination of first letter navigation and some arrow keys to get there.
Team Viewer. July 20th, footnotes critique, Team Viewer, text-headed application. July.
There's TextEdit. To open it, I'm going to press Command and the letter O. And when I press Command O, what's going to happen is that a new document is going to open for me to start typing. So I'm going to press Command and O.
Open. Text-headed, untitled window, edit text, has keyboard focus.
Okay, so now a window has been opened. This is a new document. And this is where I can start doing some typing. So I'm going to type a few lines of text. In the first line of text, I'm going to type, hi.
AI, space, M, space, 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 A-M, A, I, H, C, C, H, A, R, A, E, period.
Okay, I'm going to skip a line.
New line.
I
space
am
A, space
giving
G, I, N, G, space
a
space
presentation
P, R, E, F, E, N, T, A, T, I, O, N, space
on
space
how
space
to
space
use
space
the
space
Mac
space
with
space
VoiceOver.
V, E, O, V, R, period, space.
I'm going to skip a line.
New line.
I
space A, space R, E, A, L, space
really
E, N, G, O, N, G, space
enjoying this.
T, S, period.
Okay, so now I've typed 3 lines of text. I'm going to first show you a little bit about how to move around within this document and how to get VoiceOver to read different parts of the document. So first, to get to the top of the document, I'm going to press Command and up arrow.
Hi.
And now my cursor is right at the top of the document, right at the start of the word hi. Okay, so now let's just go over the most simplest way to navigate, which is just character by character. So to navigate character by character, we're going to use our left and right arrow keys. So to navigate to the next character, I'm going to press the right arrow key. And if I keep pressing the right arrow key, it's going to move forwards by character.
I. Space. M. Y. Space. N. A. M. E. Space. I. S. Space. C. H. A. R. M. A. I. N. E. Period. New line.
Okay, so that's how you would navigate forwards by character. If you want to navigate backwards or to the previous characters, you would press the left arrow key.
Period. E. N. I. A. M. R. A. H. C. Space.
Okay, so that's how you would navigate by character. If you want to navigate by word, what you would do is hold down the Option key, which I'm going to do. And after I hold down the Option key, I'm going to press the right arrow key to go to the next word.
Charmaine.
Keep the Option key held down and keep pressing the right arrow key.
I am giving a presentation on how to use the Mac with VoiceOver.
Okay, and if I'm going to move backwards by word, I'm just going to keep the Option key held down and press the left arrow key.
VoiceOver with Mac. The use to how on presentation a giving am I.
Okay, so that's how you navigate by words. I'm going to release the Option key now. If I'm going to navigate by lines, I use my up and down arrow keys. So if I'm going to move to the previous line of text, I press my up arrow key.
Hi, my name is Charmaine.
If I'm going to advance to the next line of text, I'm going to press the down arrow key.
I am giving a presentation on how to use the Mac with VoiceOver.
I'm going to press the down arrow key again to advance another line.
I am really enjoying this.
Okay, so now we're at the last line of the document. Now there is a way, as some of you might be wondering, is how do I have VoiceOver just read the entire document from top to bottom without having to press the arrow keys? Because pressing the arrow keys to navigate line by line through the document is simply my preference and my preferred way of reading. Some people might want to know how to just start at the top of the document and have VoiceOver read all the way down to the bottom. So let me show you how to do that. First, we're going to go to the top of the document by pressing Command and up arrow.
Hi.
And then we're going to press the VO keys, which are the Control and Option keys, and the letter A. So we're going to press those keys simultaneously once, and VoiceOver will start reading from where the cursor is all the way down to the bottom of the document. So at this point, I've put my focus at the top of the document, so I'm going to press Control and Option and A.
Hi, my name is Charmaine. I am giving a presentation on how to use the Mac with VoiceOver. I am really enjoying this.
Okay, so as you saw, it read the whole thing from top to bottom, just like that. I'll show you how to pause and resume reading. So let me just bring my cursor right back to the top of the document by pressing Command and up arrow.
Hi.
Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let VoiceOver read the first line of text. And after it's done reading the first line, I'm going to press the Control key to stop or pause the reading.
Hi, my name is Charmaine. I am giving a presentation on how to use the Mac.
Okay, so it read a line and a half of text, and to pause or stop the reading, I press the Control key. That's something you can do. If you want to continue where it left off reading, you just press the Control key again.
I am giving a presentation on how to use the Mac with VoiceOver. I am really enjoying this.
And it's continuing the reading from where it left off. So now that you know just a little bit more about how to move within the document, I think the next thing that I'm going to show you is how to select some text. So if I move my cursor back to the top of the document by pressing Command up arrow,
Hi.
I can select character by pressing Shift and right arrow key.
H. I. Space. M. Y. Selected. Space. Selected.
So now it's selecting the text as I hold down the Shift key and press the right arrow key while the Shift key is held down. If I'm going to select by word, I'm going to hold down the Shift key and the Option key and press the right arrow key.
Name. Selected. Is. Selected. Charmaine. Selected. I. Selected. Am. Selected. Giving. Selected.
Okay, so now it's selecting by word. So that's how you select text. That's another thing that you might want to know how to do. So now let's assume that we're happy with this document. Oh, actually, before we get to saving, I will show you how to insert text. So let's say, for the sake of example, the first line of my document says, "Hi, my name is Charmaine." Let's assume that I want to add my last name beside my name. So first I have to use my preferred way of navigating, either by word or by character, until I get to the right of the place at which I want to insert text. So in this case, I need to move around my document until I get to the period that is situated to the right of my name. So let me go ahead and do that.
Beginning. New line. Period.
Okay, so now VoiceOver says period. Now the important thing to understand here is that when VoiceOver says period, it doesn't mean that it's on the period, that the cursor is on the period. It means that it's just right before the period. So now what I'm going to do is press the space bar so that there is going to be a space between my first name and the period that's beside it.
Space.
And then I'm going to type my last name, which is Co.
C-O.
And then I'm going to have VoiceOver read the line again by pressing the up arrow key.
Hi, my name is Charmaine Company.
And you can see now it inserted my last name right after my first name, exactly where I wanted it to be. If I want to delete some text, I often just like to place my cursor to the right of the text, the character that I want to delete, and just press the backspace key.
Oh.
So let's see,
Space.
I want to delete my last name, so I will arrow around until I hear VoiceOver say period.
Oh. Period.
Which is to the right of my last name. Then I'm going to delete my last name, which is just 2 letters, by pressing backspace twice.
O. C.
Okay. So now we have deleted my last name. So that's a little bit about how to navigate within the document. This is how you save the document now. You just press Command S.
Save. In dialog. 4. Window. Untitled. Untitled. Content selected. Save as. Edit text. Save as. Tags.
So now what's
Where?
happening
Plain
is
text.
we are, when you hit Command S to hit save, you're automatically put into a dialog box for you to type the name that you want to give your document. So it's by default called untitled. So I want to get rid of that name. So I press backspace once, and you only need to press it once because the name untitled is selected.
Selection deleted.
Okay, now I can type the name of my document. I'm just going to call it test
T-E-F-T-I-N-G space P-R-E-T-A-T-O-N.
Testing presentation. So I'm going to now press the tab key.
Show more options. Collapsed disclosure triangle.
I'm going to keep pressing it.
Tags. Tag editor. Edit text. Text edit has new downloads. Where? Pop-up button.
So this, it's a downloads where pop-up button. And that means that it's the place where I get to select where I want to save the document. If I wanted to change the location where my document has been, will be saved, I press the arrow key to activate a little menu where I can select the location. So I'm going to press the down arrow key.
Menu 16, iCloud Library, text edit, iCloud devices, remote disk, favorites, applications, desktop, documents, downloads, Dropbox.
So as you heard, I've got several choices of where I'd like the document to be saved. So let's say that I want to keep the document saved in the downloads folder. I'm going to up arrow until I hear downloads.
Downloads.
Then I'm going to press the VO keys, which are the control and option keys, and space bar to activate or select downloads.
Press downloads. Downloads. Where? Pop-up button.
Okay, now it's set to save there. I'm going to press the tab key.
Unicode, UTF-8, plain. If no extension is provided, cancel button.
Pressing it.
Save button.
Okay, now this is the save button, so I'm going to press the VO keys and spacebar.
Press save. Edit text insertion on Word, Sharp.
And now we're back in my document, and my document has been saved. So now I'm going to get out of my document by closing text edit. I'm going to do that by pressing Command and Q.
Finder, applications window.
We're back in the applications window. I'm going to close that by pressing Command and W. So Command and Q is what you would press if you are going to be closing any program. If you want to close a window that's open, you press Command and W.
Close window, desk.
Okay, so now the applications folder is closed. I'm going to go over how I'm going to open back that document that I just saved. So first you have to go to the location where your document was saved in. In this case, it was in our downloads folder. So to get to the downloads folder, we press Command Option L.
Downloads, now in download.
Now we're in the downloads folder. And if I know the name of my document, it was called Testing Presentation, I can press the letter T.
T5007, 2018.pdf.
And then I can
March 14th, TCPs 2 team viewer. Test plain text document. Testing presentation plain text document.
So pressing
Today
T,
at 2:30.
Pressing T didn't get to the testing presentation right away. So if it doesn't, just press the tab key. So now I'm going to open up this document back by pressing Command and O.
Open. Text edit. Testing presentation.
Okay, so now my document is now open. I can read it and manipulate it, and it automatically saves after I've made changes, so I don't have to keep pressing Command and S unless I really would like to. So now I'm going to close that document by pressing Command and Q.
Finder, downloads, window,
downloads,
list view,
I'm
table.
Close the downloads folder by pressing Command and W.
Close window, desktop, empty group.
So now we are out of all of that. Next is a fun thing that we can look at doing, which is how to send and receive emails. So most people, or maybe not most people, but when I send and receive emails, I use the Mail app on the Mac. So let's learn how to get to the Mail app. We're going to go to our dock by pressing VO keys, Control and Option, and the letter D.
Dock. Notes, 8 of 20.
I know the first letter of Mail is M, so I can quickly bring it back into focus by pressing M.
Mail, 5 of 25.
To open it, I'm going to press Enter.
Finder, desktop, empty group. Mail, inbox, charmthetutor@gmail.com, 100.
So now this is open to an email inbox. And the way that the email inbox is organized is the most recent messages are displayed on top, and the least recent messages are displayed on the bottom. So that's kind of how it is by default. So to circulate through my messages, I'm going to be just using my up and down arrow keys. So I'm going to press my up arrow key.
Charm the tutor, my email address 1:18 p.m. Hi.
So this read the first message. It read the name of the sender, and it read the subject line. And if I'd let it keep reading, it would have read a preview of the message, a few lines. So I'm going to arrow down to the next message.
Facebook Charm, you have 2 new notifications July.
Okay, that's one message. I'm going to arrow down again.
Facebook Charm, you have 2 new notifications July 24th.
I'm going to arrow down one more time.
Facebook help your friends recognize.
Okay, so now that's how you would move to the next messages just by pressing the down arrow key. If you hear a message that you want to open, what you would do is just press enter. So let's say I'm going to press my up arrow keys until I hear an email being announced that I want to open.
Charm the tutor, my email address 1.
So this is an email addressed from Charm the Tutor. So I'm going to press enter to open it.
Now in my email address.
So now what's happening is we are now in the body of the email message. And to do the reading of the email, we can do all of the commands that I just showed you when I was showing you how to read a document in TextEdit. You can navigate line by pressing the up and down arrow keys.
Hi. This is a test.
You can navigate by character by pressing the right and left arrow key.
H-I-S space I-S space A space T-E-S-T.
You can go the other way by pressing the left arrow key.
E-T space A space S-I space S-I-H-T. New line I-H.
Okay. You can go to the bottom of the document, which I hadn't shown you, by pressing command and down arrow.
Test.
You can jump to the top of the email by pressing command and up arrow.
Hi.
You can have VoiceOver read the entire document if you wanted by going to the top of the document, which we are, and pressing Control, Option, and A.
Hi, this is a test.
And you can read line by pressing the up and down arrow keys, as I might have said before. So that's how you would read the email. If you want to reply to an email, let's say you want to reply to this one, you just press Control and you just press Command and the letter R.
Reply now and read.
And what's happening now is it's put me in exactly the spot where I am, where I can type my reply to the message. So I'm going to type a reply in answer.
Beginning of text.
I'm
New
going
line.
to say, I
space space
really
space E J
enjoying
space
this
space P R E E T T N period.
presentation. So now I'm going to use my arrow keys to read the message.
New line. Quote level 1. I am really enjoying this presentation.
Okay, so it just read the message and I like it the way it is. So to send the message, I'm going to press Command Shift D.
Send. Now in inbox. Charm the tutor.
So now,
Charm the tutor read my email address.
as you can see, if I'm still in my inbox of that account, Charm the Tutor. So it's in the reply that I sent to myself is now on top, and I've received it. What am I going to do if I want to forward this message to someone? I can open that message back up. Let's open the reply. So
Now in read. I am really enjoying this presentation.
okay, so I have opened back up this reply that I just wrote. If I want to forward it to myself, I'm going to press Command Shift and F.
Forward. Now in FWD. My email address window. To edit
It put
text.
me in the to spot where I can type in the email address of where I want to forward the message to. So I'm going to type in
CH and R Anco C
the
tutor at G
tutor
at G
at
Gmail
gmail.com.
Mail has new window.
It kind of already filled it in for me as I was typing it.
C to embedded charm the tutor at gmail.com attached text content
Yep.
selected
So
to
the
edit text
address has been filled in correctly. Now I'm going to press the tab key.
to add contacts button CC edit text
And I'm going to keep pressing the tab key.
CC add contacts button forwarded my email address contents selected subject.
Yes, so this is the spot that I want to show you. It's the subject line, and on the subject line, it's showing that it's forwarding a message. So let's say I like it the way it is. I'm not going to write another message on top. I want to send it. I just do the same thing and press Command Shift and D.
Send now in inbox.
So now we've forwarded that message to myself.
Charm the tutor read my email address to charm the tutor read my email charm the tutor.
Now what would I do if I wanted to compose a new email from scratch to someone? So how do I do that is I press Command N to bring up a new message.
New message now in new message.
It's brought up the to field. Again, this is the spot where I can type in the email address of the person that I would like to send the email to. I'm going to again type Charm
CH and Anco
the
tutor
tutor
at
at gmail.com.
Mail has new window.
Then I'm going to press the tab key.
C to add contacts button.
You can press Shift Tab at this point to make sure you got the email address right.
Embedded charm the tutor at gmail.com attached text content selected to edit.
Now I'm going to keep pressing Tab.
To add contacts button.
This is a button where you can select if you have a list of contacts that you don't remember the email addresses of, but you want to select the contacts. You can press this button. I'm going to tab past that.
CC edit text.
This is the CC field, or the carbon copy. So this is where you would type the email address of anyone that you want to copy the email to. I'm going to tab past this.
CC add contacts button. Subject edit text.
This is the subject where I'm going to type the subject of my email. So I'm going to type another
space T E T.
Now I'm going to keep pressing tab.
Charm the tutor at gmail.com pop-up button.
This is a place where it'll just ask you if you want to send from which account, and I've got it set to, like, if you have multiple email accounts, you would select the account that you want to email from, and I've got it set to the one I'd like to email from, so I'm going to keep tabbing.
None signature pop-up button.
This is a place where you can add a signature or select any signatures that you might have stored. I don't have any on here, so I'm going to tab past that.
Edit text.
Now you heard it say edit text, and this is the place where we can type our message. So I'm going to type a little message into this box. This is typing the message of the email now.
End of text. Beginning of text.
Hi,
Space.
how
Space.
are
Space.
you
Space.
doing?
D. G. Question.
Skip a line.
New line.
Have
A.
a
Space. Space. D.
wonderful
Space.
day.
Y. Period.
Okay, so now I've typed my message. I'm gonna use the up and down arrow keys to make sure I like it the way it is.
Hi, how are you doing? Have a wonderful day.
Okay, I like how it is, so I'm gonna press Command, Shift, and D to send the message.
Send. Now in inbox.
Okay, so now we're back in the inbox.
Charm the tutor FWD. My email address charm the tutor another test 2 for page 1 of 17 and horizontal page 1 of charm the tutor
so
charm
now
the
they're
tutor
all in my inbox just as I'd wanted it to be. So that's kind of how you would go over, that's how you would navigate the Mail app. I'm going to close the Mail app now by pressing Command and Q.
quit mail finder desktop.
Okay, so now we're out of the Mail app. I'm going to show you a couple more things before we end today's presentation. The first is how to do a web search on Safari. Safari is the place where the internet is stored, where the internet lives on the Mac. So how do we get to Safari is we go back to our dock by pressing VO keys and D.
Doc. Mail 5 of 25.
I'm going to navigate to Safari with my arrow keys.
Safari 4 of
I'm going
25.
to press enter.
Finder desktop empty group. Safari favorites window toolbar.
Now Safari is opened. Now the best way that I find to do a web search is to open up google.ca and just do a Google search. So first I need to go to the address bar to type in google.ca. So how I do that is I press Command and L.
Open location.
It's at open location. This is the address bar. I'm going to type www.
Period.
Google.
G-L-E period C www.google. https://www.google.ca closing menu toolbar search combo box Francais link.
So now
Leaving toolbar. I'm feeling lucky. Leaving web content. Go back button. Google search combo box.
Here. Normally, what would happen is you type in www.google.ca and it would bring you to the spot to type in your search term. So if I'm going to type in my search term, let's just say for the sake of example, I want to type in Mac computer.
Space
That's what I want to search for. So I've typed in that in this search box that it put me in when I loaded google.ca. Now what I'm going to do is press the tab key.
Clear button.
I'm going to press it again.
Google search button.
It's brought me to a Google search button, and this is the button that I need to activate so that Google can do my search. So I'm going to press the VO keys, which are the Control and Option, and the space bar to activate this button.
Press Google search button.
So it just performed my Google search. Now there are a few ways that you can navigate to the results that Google actually found for you. But the easiest way that I find, and the less confusing way, is to open up what I like to call a rotor. And this is a place where you can control whether VoiceOver reads all the headings, the links, or the form fields, which are the places to type. So just, you can control what's being read aloud, and that's actually the easiest way to go about this right now. So I'm going to press the rotor. which is Control and Option and U.
Links menu.
We're in a little menu and we're going to press our left arrow until we hear headings. And when we do that, because the results that Google found are usually displayed as headings, those are the titles of the web page, of the web pages that it found for us. So that's kind of how I usually find my own results. So I'm going to press the left arrow key until I hear headings.
Content window, landmark, web spot, form, headings menu.
Okay, headings menu. Now I'm going to press the down arrow key and it will start reading the first results.
Heading level 1, accessibility links. Heading level 1, search modes. Heading level 1, ads. Heading level 3, Mac, Apple.
Okay, that's the first result.
Heading level 3, link. The new 27-inch iMac.
Okay, press the down arrow key.
Heading level 3, link. Apple Back to School 2020.
So those are, and if I kept arrowing down, it wouldn't navigate through all the results that Google found. So let's say I wanted to open one of these web pages that Google has directed me to. I heard one that said something like 2017 or some kind of
Heading level 3, link. The new 27-inch iMac.
27-inch iMac or something like that. So let's say I wanted to read more about that. I would put that heading in focus by pressing the arrow keys. It is now in focus. Now I'm going to press enter.
Heading level 3, link. The new 27-inch iMac.
Now, pressing enter here just gets you out of the rotor. It doesn't mean that it's opened up that web page. We have that heading in focus. So now we're going to press the VO keys and the space bar to open up that web page.
Press link. The new 27-inch iMac.
Okay, so now that web page has been opened, you can use the rotor that I just showed you to navigate by headings and links, or you can just press the VO keys and right arrow.
Link, link, Mac, link, iPad, link, iPhone, link, watch, link, TV, link, music, link, support, search. End of search, shopping, end of local navigation.
So that's basically how you would navigate. You can press, let's see, Control, Option, and left arrow keys to go backwards through the links or content. To move forwards, you can press VO keys and the right arrow and it would move you forward through the content, or you can use the rotor. So that's basically how you would navigate a web page in general. Now, that's how you would do a basic web search. I'm going to close Safari and show you one last thing.
Quit Safari, empty dimmed scroll area, Finder, desktop.
This is, we're going to briefly go over just another way of navigating on the Mac that will be quite similar to what one would do when navigating on an iPhone or an iPad using VoiceOver. You might know, for those of you who are iPhone or iPad users like me, we will use VoiceOver gestures to navigate on the touchscreen. And the Mac also has a capability for you to do that. What you would do is we use something called the Trackpad. And this is the equivalent of the mouse pad that a sighted person would use to navigate on their Mac. The Trackpad is positioned right underneath the keyboard of the Mac, so right below the space bar. It's a little rectangle, a flat rectangle that you would feel. And first, when we get our computer, it's not going to be turned on. First, you have to turn on this trackpad so that VoiceOver will know that you're not using it as a mouse. You're using it as a place to make VoiceOver gestures and elicit commands. So I'm going to press Control and Option. I'm going to hold them down. I'm going to place my thumb and index finger on this mouse pad, which will now be the trackpad. I'm going to turn it counterclockwise.
Trackpad commander off.
It's like as if I'm turning a wheel. So I placed my thumb and index finger on the trackpad, and then I turned it in a counterclockwise direction as though I was turning a wheel. It turned the trackpad commander off. I had it already on. Now I'm going to turn the trackpad commander on by doing the same gesture, but turning it clockwise.
Trackpad commander on.
Okay, now the trackpad commander is on. I'm going to release the keys. So now I'm just going to show you two things that you can do with it, or maybe three. The first is how to get to your dock. If you want to quickly get to your dock, you can take two fingers and double tap quickly on the bottom of the screen.
Desktop, empty, group, dock. Safari, 4 of 25.
So I just took two fingers and I double tapped quickly on near the bottom of my trackpad and the dock came up. I didn't need to press VO keys and D. Then let me just assume that I've got Safari now in focus. If I have an app that I want to open, I can bring it into focus by swiping right.
Mail, 5 of 25.
Or left with my one finger on the trackpad.
Safari, 4 of 25.
Okay.
Mail, 5 of 25.
So swiping left and right will allow you to move through the dock instead of pressing the arrow keys. If I want to open a program, I will just double tap on it. So let me see if I swipe one finger to the left.
Safari, 4 of 25.
Focus is on Safari. I'm going to double tap.
Finder, desktop, empty, group. Safari, favorite.
It's open now. Let me get out of Safari by pressing Command Q.
To Finder, desktop.
Okay, now I'm going to just open up a document. Going to go back to my downloads folder.
Downloads. Now about downloads.lpd T5 TeamViewer.test plain text document. Testing presentation plain text document.
Open this
Today at 2:30. Open.
O.
Text headed. Testing presentation.
So now my document has been opened. I just wanted to show you that you can control what VoiceOver reads. If I go to the top of the document by pressing Command and up arrow.
Beginning of text.
I can actually use the rotor by placing my first and index finger on the trackpad and turning it as if I were turning a wheel.
Paragraphs.
You can read by paragraphs. If I turn the router again.
Sentences.
Sentences.
Lines.
Lines.
Misspelled. Window spots. Words.
Okay, if I've got it set to words now, and I want it to read the document word by word, I can swipe up or down on the trackpad with one finger. So if I swipe up.
Beginning of text.
Okay, we're at the top, so I need to swipe down with one finger.
My name is Charmaine. Period. I am giving a presentation.
So instead of using the keyboard, which was what I was using before, by pressing Option and right arrow and left arrow, I am just taking my one finger and swiping down on this trackpad to read word by word. If I want to read, go backwards word by word, I just swipe upwards with my one finger on this trackpad.
A. Giving. Am. I. Period. Charmaine is. Name. My.
And now we're back to the top. If I wanted VoiceOver to read from the point where my cursor is to the end of the document, I will just take two fingers and swipe down on the trackpad.
Hi, my name is Charmaine. I am giving a presentation on how to use the Mac with VoiceOver. I am really enjoying this.
And it just read the entire document from top to bottom. Let me just show you how I would stop the reading. So let me go back to the top.
Hi.
And if I want to let it read, I'll swipe down with two fingers on the trackpad.
Hi, my name is Charmaine. I am giving a presentation. Edit text insertion at beginning of word. Hi, my name is Charmaine.
I just stopped or paused the reading by just taking two fingers and touching or tapping the trackpad once. That paused the reading. If I want to resume the reading, I'm going to just do the same gesture. So I'm going to touch the trackpad once with two fingers, and it should continue reading from where it left off.
I am giving a presentation on how to use the Mac with VoiceOver. And
I just stopped it again with that same gesture by tapping once with two fingers on the trackpad. So that is how I would do a little bit of reading. And actually the most useful thing that I find is just turning the rotor like I showed you, and that will control what content VoiceOver reads aloud, whether it's by paragraph, by word, or by character. So now we're going to close the text editor.
Finder, Downloads window,
Close the
List View
downloads
Table,
folder.
Close window, Desktop.
And that's basically all of the content that I wanted to cover for today. So this brings me to the end of my presentation on using the Mac with VoiceOver. I hope that all of you enjoyed watching this presentation, and hopefully you were able to learn a lot from it. If you have any questions about this presentation, please feel free to write down your questions and put them in the comments box below, and I will try to answer those questions whenever I can. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching this presentation, and I hope that you have yourself a great day.